Hey, what's up? It's Annika and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be giving you a little bit of a disappointing debt payoff update. I've kind of hinted at it here and there in my other debt journey videos, but if you're new here, then welcome. I'm taking you along with me on my journey to paying off over $229,000 in debt, and I have a full playlist of all my debt journey videos and my monthly budget videos, my debt payoff updates, and all of that good stuff, so make sure you're subscribed if you are not already. So this is an April update, but I'm posting it in May because I didn't make my minimum payment doesn't pull from my account until like close to the end of the month. And then I thought I was gonna make an additional payment, or rather like an actual snowball payment towards my student loan debt last month, but that didn't happen, and things were just kind of being shuffled around a little bit last minute. So that's why this April update video is coming a little bit late, because hence now we're like in mid-May. But that's because my payments don't pull until like later and all of that. And then I always wait until the last second to squeeze every last dollar out of my budget, or if I need to actually use money out of my debt additional payment or stuff like that, things just come up. So yeah, but anyway, I feel like these aren't going to be very exciting anymore because I was paying off my 5 credit cards and I had like a new update. I was always paying off a card like every few months, and then I paid all of those off, and then I paid off my car in February, and now it's just kind of like my student loan payment, which does barely anything at all to the total balance, which is really sad. But I was not able to make a snowball payment in the month of March or April, so I was only making the minimum payment towards my gigantic student loan, which was really frustrating, but it had to happen. You can check out my other videos. I was scammed in the month of March, and April just went crazy and just couldn't make payments. So here we are coming into May before my May payment post and all of that, because I'll do a new May update video on that. But I was paying in the snowball method. Now I'm switching towards Avalanche because I have a gigantic private student loan and a smaller federal student loan. My federal student loan is not accruing any interest, so therefore I'm not making any payments towards it right now until it picks back up in October, so that I can throw that money towards the snowball payment of my, or additional payment rather, towards my private student loan. So my balance at the end of March was $169,287.39. And then after my minimum payment and breaking down what actually went to interest versus what went to principal, it only went down to $168,632.20. And my federal student loan stayed the same because I'm not making payments, so that's at $9,026.30, coming up to a whopping total of $177,658.50. So we basically just went down less than $1,000, which is so sad considering how much money I'm actually paying. Like my minimum payment is just shy of $1,400 towards my private student loan. Like that's the minimum requirement that's pulled out every single month for that. So yeah, my total debt paid off is $52,291.38. So we are 52K down. I feel like it's just going so slow now. It's so frustrating, and I've said this before, but I just don't have any like small wins coming up anymore. It's all about my gigantic student loan, and I do actually have my gigantic student loan debt tracker for the private loan, and I just literally broke it down. And I did a whole video on this, and I'll go ahead and link that above, but it's just, like, there's so long to go, and I've, like, $52,000 is so much money, but then to still see that I have left over $177K, like, it's so discouraging. So it's, like, almost frustrating to make these videos now because I want to have more progress, if that makes sense. But I do want to keep myself accountable and keep you updated and just share my entire journey along the way, as I said. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just frustrated in this video, and I know in the month of May I'm going to make a snowball payment. Like, it's gonna happen. I'm manifesting it. I listed that out in my May goals video, and I am bending over backwards like rearranging my budget for things that come up. Like my puppy had to get her booster shots and they were a little bit more than I was expecting, and I'm just having to shuffle around my budget literally constantly. But I am making my snowball payment off limits. So my snowball payment actually consists of, I added it up because I couldn't remember, but I had my 5 credit cards, my car payment, which all of that I no longer have, but my federal student loan's on pause, so I no longer have it like until October. But total of my snowball is $1,359.26. And my minimum payment for my private student loan is $1,369.95. So total, my minimum that I personally should be making to stay on the path of using the snowball method to paying off my debt, when really I switched to Avalanche, but I think you guys understand what I'm saying, is I'm snowballing all of those payments towards my private student loan. My total monthly minimum should be $2,729.21. And then I should ideally be throwing like additional money on top of that. So I kind of separate those out in my mind. Like that snowball is that $1,300. That was all my minimum payments for everything else. Like that is snowball, and then anything else on top of that is what I consider additional. So in my mind, I'm trying to make it so that the snowball is like non-negotiable, locked in stone. Like you cannot pull from that, because that's not actually money to pull from, if that makes sense. And psychologically, I think that kind of helps me out, is if it's locked mentally, I can't actually just be like, oh, well, let me just make the minimum payment on my loan and I'll just not snowball it this month, or I'll only put like a little bit of snowball, and that's like still additional. But really, it's not additional, it's part of the snowball, and I have to keep doing it, and this is just, it's so exhausting and tiring, and I've been doing this now since January of 2020. So what month is it? May? When is that? 12, 13, 14, 15, like what, 16 months-ish? 15, 16 months of just like nonstop grinding, and I still have so much left. Like that's just the annoying part. Feeling very discouraged and unhappy, although I do need to remember that $52,000 is a lot of debt to have paid off at this time and so fast. So I need to keep reminding myself of that. And I think those of you who comment like, wow, good job, like that's still so much, like those definitely uplift me and keep me in check and like remind me that that is still a big accomplishment. So literally just have to keep reminding myself of that. I'm just so annoyed. Okay, but since I'm at like 168 now, I'm gonna just color in one of these little like lines. All right, we did a little baby line. I know some of you guys have commented that I should break down my gigantic loan into kind of smaller goals, and I want to, it's just, I don't know, like in a way that's like misleading for myself, because I feel like once I reach those smaller goals, I'm like, well, I still have all this other crap to pay off of like the rest of it, you know what I mean? So if I like shielded like the rest of that and just made it so like, okay, like your goal is to get here and like celebrate when you finish like one row and like, or pay off like 10K kind of thing. But then it's like, okay, but now I'm starting with like a blank canvas for like the next row. I don't know, that's just how my mind works. So I don't, if you guys have any other advice on how I can break this up to make this seem like I'm getting more small wins out of it, then let me know in the comments. But yeah, a little bit of a disappointing debt payoff update video. I'm hoping to have a happier one for the month of May. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Feeling very down about it, but it is what it is. So there you have it. That is my April debt payoff update posted in the month of May. But if you did enjoy watching this video, please give it a thumbs up because it helps out my channel so much. And if you're not already, make sure you are subscribed. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.